Right, let's get some reaction to that. We're joined now by the spokesperson of the Road Traffic Management Corporation, RTMC's Zwane. A very good evening to you, Mr. Zwane. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure you must have heard and listened to that interview with my colleague about the gentleman who's now venting out and speaking about his alleged assault. What is your reaction?
Yeah, I've seen the footage.
Yeah.
Although we don't have the full story because we don't have the side of the officers involved yet, but what has been depicted is really shocking. I don't think it's behavior that we expect from our law enforcement officers, even in circumstances where they must use force, but that force must be proportionate to the kind of threats they are facing. So they've been summoned to the head office tomorrow to come give a full account of what happened. And we can assure members of the public that appropriate action will be taken once all the facts have been put on the table and we've been able to evaluate and see what's really happened.
So when you say the law enforcement officials have been summoned to head office, you're saying that since this video was seen by yourselves, and I take it the full team, that nothing has happened in the interim. Are these officers still, as you and I speak, maybe working on the streets at the moment or wherever they are stationed? Has any suspension taken place? What is the actual immediate direction that has been given?
Now, the matter came to us late this afternoon. Mm-hmm. That's when we first saw this video and heard about the allegations. And from that time on, then we summoned to the concerned officers to come and give a full account of what has happened. And we will have we'll announce tomorrow what kind of steps we'll take then after hearing their side of the story.
Ordinarily, what sort of process should have taken place? At that point, the victim says that he was allegedly assaulted for refusing to pay a bribe. It was about a stop sign that he skipped. Ordinarily, what steps should have taken place at that point?
Ordinarily, the complainant should have contacted us or contacted our anti-corruption unit, especially because he says a bribe was demanded from him, and they would have responded quickly to go to the scene and attend to the situation. But then that didn't happen. But it's fine. We'll still follow up all the allegations, all the information, and take appropriate action. We view the incident in a very serious light. We don't think that officers should be able to assault members of the public in the manner that has been depicted in that video.
You talk about those steps, but had this gentleman not presented footage of what he deemed are the steps that had taken place, what we understand from what he said is that he would have been arrested for assaulting the police officers and for malicious damage to property. And because of the videos, he was able to prove that it was, in fact, allegedly the other way around. That in itself is something that doesn't, instill some sort of hope that there is some level of honesty within this incident that would have occurred, and public trust really diminishes at this point.
Yes, that is what public trust is what we are trying to restore here. But we need to get the full story even of what transpired immediately before the footage was taken, so that we are able to do a proper evaluation and be able to take appropriate action. Because what we now have at the moment, it's really a version of what has happened. We've seen footage of what has happened, but we don't know what precipitated that incident, what caused the officers to behave in the manner that they did. But I can assure members of the public that appropriate action would be taken once all the information has been evaluated.
As you try and piece it all together, I mean, you said you watched the video and you saw it and you were shocked at what transpired within that video. As you try and piece those pieces together and trying to understand what may have happened prior to this alleged attack taking place, what comes to mind when it comes to conduct and the way that police officers should behave, irrespective of what may have transpired before that?
Now, on the face of it, the conduct of the officer looks completely unacceptable. We cannot really condone members of the law enforcement fraternity assaulting motorists in the manner that has been depicted. If there was force that was needed to be applied, that force had to be appropriate to the circumstances. There's no way that we can come out in public and really we saw on the video that the guy was not even defending himself, but he was being assaulted. All of that will be taken into consideration when this matter is evaluated. But we do not encourage our officers to assault motorists or any member of the public.
And very briefly, before we let you go, are you able at this stage to give us an indication of the officers involved, their age groups? What do we know about their hierarchies? Is there any information available on that front?
Now, they are officers really mid-level. They're not even supervisors. They have supervisors that they report to, and then there's a hierarchy above them. So all of those people will be evaluating what happened and then come up with appropriate action that must be taken.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Let's leave it there for now.